Welcome to jQuery training program. In this today's lesson, we are going to see the further topics of jQuery. In the last lesson, we have understood what is jQuery, why we have to go for jQuery, how to download the jQuery file, how to create the first program based on jQuery. And also we have seen the topics of manipulating content and event handling topics in jQuery. Now today's topics are manipulating CSS, manipulating attributes and animations. This type of topics of jQuery we are going to see. First, manipulating CSS we will take. First, what is CSS? Try to recollect. In the previous lessons, we have understood CSS means cascading style sheet. It is all about applying the styles to the elements. Without CSS, the elements will be very basic look and feel. Looks very basic. That means very ordinary. Just the paragraph will be look like a ordinary paragraph. Headings are ordinary headings. Now, I want to change the font size. I want to change the font style. I want to bold it. I want italic it. I want to change the colors. I want to apply borders, margins, paddings. All these come under CSS. Now, but sometimes we want to apply the styles conditionally. If the condition is true, then only you want to apply this particular style. If the condition is false, you don't want to apply this style. I will give an example. Suppose you are preparing the student mark sheet. In that there is one column, result of the examination. Options are pass or fail. You want to just display either pass or fail. But if the student is pass, I want to apply green color. If the student is fail, I want to apply red color. So based on the condition, you want to apply the color. Applying the color is a matter of CSS. Checking the condition is a part of the programming. So you want to apply both. Then we have to use jQuery. So using jQuery, we can write some set of conditions, and if the condition is true, we can apply the style. If the condition is false, we don't apply the style. This type of manipulations we can do. Another requirement is, based on the user actions, we want to apply the style. For example, if the user clicks on the button, then only it should become blue color. If the user double clicks on the button, it should be having a border. If the user places the mouse pointer on that, then only margin should be appear. All these are based on the user actions. So either based on conditions or based on user actions, if you want to apply the style, then we have to think about the jQuery manipulating CSS topic. jQuery provides a set of functions or predefined methods to apply the CSS. That is, the function names are CSS, add class, remove class, toggle class, has class. These are the set of functions to manipulate CSS. The CSS function is used to set a CSS property value or get the value from the CSS property. You want to set a particular property value. For example, you want to set a background color, you want to set a text color, you want to set font weight. Any CSS property can be set by using CSS function. Another use of the same function is we can retrieve the existing value. Sometimes you want to know the existing value. Based on the value, you want to update the other element. So that is one case. So setting and getting both are done by the function that is CSS. Second function, add class. We have an HTML element and we have a CSS class. You want to apply this CSS class to the element directly. To apply the CSS class to the element, again we have to go for add class. In order to remove existing CSS class, we have to go for remove CSS class, remove class function. Sometimes you want to check whether the class already applied or not, then you will go for has class. Sometimes add class, sometimes remove class, like alternatively. One time add class, next time remove class. Again add class, next time remove class. Alternatively, if you want to apply, then toggle class. These are the set of functions of manipulating CSS topic in jQuery. Now let us try to see all these things in the program. So let us check the program. manipulating CSS using jQuery. What are the set of functions we have? CSS, CSS, CSS. I have written CSS 3 times. Yes, there is a meaning. The first CSS is meant for setting single property. Syntax is CSS of. In the first argument, you will provide the property name. As a second argument, you will provide the value. Okay, this is one case. The second CSS is setting multiple properties. First one was single property, now second one is multiple properties, that is a difference. So here what will you say? Okay, so here you will just set CSS, you will have an object, you are going to pass object as argument. In this one, you will provide property colon value. This is one pair, property with value. Property with value is one pair, comma, again property, again value. Like this you can repeat n number of times. You can give any number of properties with values. Now this is totally one object. We are passing this object at a time as argument to the CSS function. The first one was a single property where we had to give 2 arguments. The first argument is a property name, second one is a value. Second syntax is setting multiple properties, you will give only single argument that contains an object with a group of properties with values. Third one, getting property. You want to get the value of existing property. Here property means maybe any CSS style such as background color, color, font family, font size, border, margin, padding, anything. Now here we are providing just a property name. This will return the value of the certain property. Okay, now also we have other set of functions, add class. Here you will mention the class name. So it will set the CSS class to the particular element. You have an element such as paragraph or heading, and also you have a class, that is class 1. You are applying the class 1 to the paragraph. That is the purpose of the add class. So the function name is add class, class name, add class of class name. It is used to add CSS class to the element. Also we have the next function, that is remove class. Remove class. The remove class is all about how do we remove the CSS class from the element. Remove class from the element. Add class will add the class, remove class will remove the class. Also we have toggle class. Toggle class works like a one-time add class, next time remove class. It works like a alternatively, either add class or remove class, any one works. Next, we have another function, has class. Seventh one, has class. Has class will check the class. Whether the class applied or not, it will just check. If the class currently applied, it will give you true, otherwise false. These are the 7 functions available in jQuery to manipulate CSS. So let's check the programs. So in the Visual Studio Code, I have just opened file, new file. We are going to save it, file name manipulating css.html. in the same folder, C::JS folder itself. And in this folder, you should have your jQuery file. Make sure you have downloaded jQuery 3.3.1.js. You should download it from jQuery.com. You should get it from which website? jQuery.com website. So already we have downloaded the jQuery file from this website already, no need of downloading again. That file already we have in this current working folder. So just we have to import it right now. So first HTML head body is common formal syntax, head is non-content information, body is content information. Topic name manipulating CSS, save this, execute the program. Now just check the browser, now we can see the output. Also open the console, right click, inspect element, go to console. Okay, all right. So in the console presently we cannot see anything. I want to place a div tag, div id equal to div1. Now we have a div1 and I want to apply the set of CSS styles for this through the buttons. I have a first button, value is equal to set single property, id is equal to button1. When the user clicks on the button1, we are going to call a function. So script, okay, first we have to import the jQuery library file, right? So this file jQuery 3.3.1.js we have to import in this particular program. So script src equal to jQuery 3.3.1.js. Also $hash_button1. This syntax will get this particular button1. After getting this button1, you want to apply some event like click event, click of function. Meaning is that when the user clicks on this particular button1, we are going to call the function1. In this function1, we can write in a code that is just you want to apply some CSS style for the div1. First get the div1, hash div1, will select this particular div1. So after getting the div1, what do you want to do with that? You want to set a CSS property value. What is the property? Background color property you want to set. What is the value of that? Green. So you are setting the background color property as green. So as of now, we cannot see the background color. See where we have used this statement inside a function. When this function will execute, when the user clicks on the button1 only. So just as of now, the button1 underscore click has been registered. It is ready to execute, but it's not executed really. Just attachment of the event with a function has been done, but it's not really done. It's not really executed. It is like in the real life, suppose there is a switch and there is a bulb and there is a connection happened, but the still bulb is not on because the switch is not pressed. So this is the switch for that bulb. So if you click on this button, then only it will call the function1. In that function1, it will execute this statement. So that's why the background color green you can see. So this is the first effect of the manipulating CSS topic. Also we have the remaining 6 ways. Let's see the remaining one by one. First let's introduce a new button. I want to create one button for one task, so that it will be confusion, it will be just simple to understand for you. So we have second button, set multiple properties When the user clicks on the second button, we are going to call the other function, that is function 2. In this function 2, I want to set multiple properties at a time. That is, suppose background color dark red, text color yellow, border 4 pixel solid blue, margin 10 pixels, padding 5 pixels. So, you have a set of properties you have given. All these set of properties at a time in a single shot will be given to div 1. Now, let us execute this. Okay, so now click on the button, second button. Now you can see all the properties at a time set. It has applied the background color, margin, text color, border, padding, everything. Okay, right now I want to go for the third activity, that is getting the CSS property. You want to get the value of an existing property. What will you do? So let us create one more button. Get property. But while getting, we can get only a single property. It is not possible to get multiple properties. Getting only single possible. Okay, so we have a button, and for this button we are writing button 3 underscore click. Means when the user clicks on the button 3, it will call the function 3. In that function 3, we can write in a code, that is, I want to get the value of which property, font size property you want to get. Okay. So this syntax will return the value of the font size property there. Suppose the font size 16 pixels, it will return the value 16 pixels. So this statement is equal to the value of the font size property, that is equal to 16 pixels. That value you will store in a variable. So whatever the CSS function returns, that outcome value, result value, you are going to store into a variable called a. The variable name can be anything, and that value we are going to display in the console.log. Now you can see a value. Okay, right, check there. So I just click on the get property. Now you can see 16 pixels is the default font size. As per the browser settings, 16 pixels. You can also investigate here. Just to go to options. In the options, you can just see default font 16 pixels is the default font. Okay, we can programmatically change it. For example, in this one, I am just adding a new property, font size 20 pixels. Now, as of now, still it is 16 pixels only, but after click on the second button, it becomes 20 pixels right now. And now, if you click on this button, it is showing 20 instead of 16. So as per the up-to-date information, it will just show. As per that moment, whatever the value of the property exists, that will be retrieved and displayed there. Now, we have the alternative, one more, add class. Add class means use it to set a CSS class to the particular property. For example, we have a style and we have a class like class 1, and we have a set of properties such as border 5 pixel solid, no, dotted blue, and also font size 30 pixels. Okay, we have set a CSS class. Now, generally we will apply this particular class to the div directly. Just generally we will give like this, class equal to class 1 directly will give. So once you have given class equal to class 1, all these properties will be at a time set to this particular div. Now already you can see that, but I don't want to set like this. I want to set it only when the user clicks on the button. Based on the user decision, we want to apply it. So I don't want to do this, but I want to apply it dynamically on clicking a button. See, in the real life also, when you select some option, then only the activity will be happened. Suppose you are using a mobile application. Suppose there is a delete button. When you click on the delete button, the record will be deleted. Similarly, when the user clicks on a button in this website, then only I want to apply the CSS class to the particular div one. So let's create a button first. Button number 4. Button number 4, that is add class. When the user clicks on the button number 4, we are going to call the function 4. In this function 4, we can write the code like, first I want to get this particular div 1. For this div 1, we are applying the add class. What class you want to apply? Class 1 you want to apply. So it will apply the class 1 dynamically to this particular div only when the user clicks on the button. So check there. Right now the class is not applied. You can also notice here. Right click on div 1 inspect element. Now in the div 1 it is not showing any class. So if you click on the button add class, then only you can see class equal to class 1 has been applied. Okay, right. Now I want to remove the existing class. So what will you do? Remove class button number 5. Remove class button number 5. So add class opposite is remove class. Add class will add the CSS class. Remove class removes it. That is button number 5 I am going to create. That is function number 5. So it is just remove class. Notice one thing in jQuery, that is case sensitive. jQuery is totally case sensitive. So you should remember the casing, like suppose add class C caps, remove class C caps, toggle class C caps. Wherever class is present, the C caps here. Okay, now you can just see if you click on the add class, the class applied. If you click on remove class, the class has been removed. Add class, remove class. Add class, remove class. Now we also have one more, toggle class. Toggle class works like a alternative. For alternative, the real world example is, suppose in the TV remote, power button available, red color power button, that is an example of alternative, because same button works for switching on and switching off. If you one time press it, if the TV in already on status, it will off it. Already off status, it will just on it. It works like a toggle, alternative. Just like that here also, if you are calling the toggle function, toggle class function, one time it works like add class, next time it works like a remove class. So it will just dynamically check. If the class 1 is already applied for the div 1, it will just works like a remove class. If not applied, it works like a add class. So alternative, either of these. If I just click on this one now, one time it works like add class, next time same button, same program, same function works like a remove class. Add class, remove class, add class, remove class, alternative. Finally, last and final, we have has class. Has class will give you, has class will give you the current status of the class, whether the class already applied on this particular div or not. If applied, it will just give you true, otherwise false. So just function number 7 we have. So now it works like a has class. It won't apply the class, but will check the status if the class 1 applied for this particular div or not. It will give you true or false, indicates already applied or not. That we are getting into the variable A and displaying the same in the console. Now, as of now, right now the class is not really applied, check it. So, that is the reason in the console, if you click on has class, it is printing false in the console, because the class is not applied right now. But now we click on add class. After the add class, if you try has class, then it is saying true because the class is already applied. This is the complete concept of manipulating CSS using jQuery. Also, we have a concept of manipulating attributes. Manipulating attributes means we can set an attribute value, ATTR of attribute name, comma value. It is used to set an attribute value to the particular element. What is an attribute first of all, right? See img src, img src equal to some img1.jpg, some file name. Here img is a tag, src is an attribute. If you want to set this attribute programmatically, then we have to use ATTR function. So, let us check this. So, just create one more button, that is set attribute, that is button number 8. Okay, for the button number 8, just we are applying for the div 1, what attribute we are setting? I am just setting an attribute called title. Title is equal to hello. Okay, so for the div 1, we are setting an attribute called title is equal to hello. So, this title equal to hello will be set. Here title is an attribute, hello is a value. Attribute is predefined, value user defined. Now, after click on the button, you can notice for the div, title equal hello has been set. It was not there before. After click on the button only it is appear. As a result, if you place the mouse pointer on the div 1, it is displaying the tooltip hello. So, like this it is working. Okay, now we have understood manipulating CSS, manipulating attributes also. Now we go for animations. Previously, we are able to set multiple CSS properties, right? Now we can also set them slowly, gradually. Applying a CSS properties gradually is called as animations. Let us see this. For example, we have button number 9, animate button, button number 9, animate button. In the button number 9, same code we just repeat. Now we are calling animate, we are passing the same object whichever you want to apply. Also we are giving a time limit of milliseconds. 4000 milliseconds is equal to 4 seconds, 1000 milliseconds equal to 1 second. So, 4000 milliseconds equal to 4 seconds. In 4 seconds, the properties will be applied. Now, we can check there. I click on the button. See, it will take 4 seconds of time to update it. So, also let us have a background color first. Okay, for the div 1, background color, okay, something. Okay, now we can see once again. So, I click on the button, it is just slowly applying, slowly increasing the size. See, it is applying the padding, margin, font size, everything slowly applying. So, the gradually based on the time limit it is applying, right, that is what animation. So, now let us try to understand animations very clearly. So, what is animation first of all? In CSS, animation means changing a CSS property value gradually. For example, we have a font size 30 pixels, you want to change it to font size 50 pixels. Imagine one timeline, at one side we have 30 pixels font size, at other side we have 50 pixels font size. But the change will happen gradually, slowly. That is what animation. For example, you take a person as of now, today, his age is 20 years. Okay, in the next year his age becomes 21. So, if you imagine a timeline of 1 year, at one side we have age 20, at other side we have age 21. So, gradually 20 becomes 21. All of a sudden on the single day it will not change. 20, 20.1, 20.2, 20.3, gradually it will increase up to 21. So, similarly, font size 30 pixels at one side, font size 50 pixels at other side. So, gradually changing. Similarly, background color red to green, red at one side, green at other side. So, red gradually increase up to green. So, this is all about the animations concept. So, let us do something more exciting examples with animations. So, it will give you more confidence and idea. Let us check. So, animations topic we will see. Okay, just animations topic. We have a set of div tags. Okay, class equal to class 1 we have given for all of these. Totally we have 5 div tags. You can notice div 1, div 2, div 3, div 4, div 5. For all these class equal to class 1. So, this particular style whatever you define here will be common for all the div tags. So, also I am applying background color width, height, margin. Okay, let us remove all this scripting, we do not want this. So, it is a simple example, just we have a 5 div tags. For each one we have given background color, width, height, margin. So, these properties gets applied for each div individually. So, it is look like this right now. So, all the 5 div tags are displayed. I want to display them side by side. To display them side by side, we have to go for float left. Float left make them display side by side. Actually, if the space available, this fifth one also will come to the right side. Okay, let us reduce our box size. Okay, just 100 pixels for example. Now, you can see all the 5 boxes displayed side by side. Now, if you just click on any one item, I want to do some animation on that. Okay. Now, let us apply click event for this. Instead of applying the click event for each div independently, for all these div tags at a time in a single shot, we can apply the click event. So, what is the common point for all these divs? Class name, right? Dot class 1. So, when we have to use hash, when we have to use the dot. If it is ID hash, check this previously, we were depending on the ID, that is why we have used hash. Now, we are depending on the class, that is why we have used dot. ID means hash, class means dot. So, dot class 1 will select all these div tags. For all these div tags, we are applying the click event. That means, you click on any one of these div, it will call the function 1 automatically. You may click on the div 1 or div 2 whatever, it will call the function 1 commonly. Suppose you click on the div 1, it has executed the function 1. You click on div 3, again function 1. You click on any of these div randomly, function 1 will be executed automatically. So, To identify the currently clicked div, which div is right now clicked, to identify that one, we use $of this refers to current working div, which one has raised the event, that one. For example, we will say this room, this city, this country. This means what? Presently. It depends on the state. So, in which place you are working, where are you right now? So, depending on the current status, it will give you this keyword. So, of this represents current working div, whether you click on div 1 or div 2 or div 3, whatever. Now, for that, what do you do? It is a small test, just we are applying the CSS style. For example, you want to just change width property to 300. The actual width was of 100 pixels, but you are going to change it as 300. Now, you can notice if you click on the div, the width has been changed. I will show once again. So, presently all the div widths are 100 pixels. Each div width is 100 pixels. You can notice each div is 100 pixels. If you click on any one div, only that will become 300 pixels. But the change happened all of a sudden, immediately. But now I want to make it gradually, slowly. Okay, then what will you do? You will just update animate. So, just you will make it as an object. Now, width is the property, 300 pixels is the value, and the function name is animate. Now, in this animate function, we can just give any number of pixels, for example, any number of milliseconds. For example, 3000 I am giving. 1000 milliseconds equal to 1 second. So, 3000 milliseconds equal to 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, it has to change from 100 pixels to 300 pixels. So, it will take a timeline of 3 seconds. At a starting point, it is 100 pixels, but at the ending point, it will become 300 with the property 100 pixels to 300 pixels it will become. But the change happens slowly. So, 100, 101, 102, 103, increase up to 300 within the time frame of 3 seconds. By the 3 seconds, it should be finished. So, now let us run this. So, I click on the div, slowly it will become up to 300. The time duration for that is 3 seconds we have given. Not only 3 seconds, we can give any other number of seconds, whatever you like, but you must give in the form of milliseconds. So, better we can also give like 1000 into, you can think about seconds. For example, you may write 3 or 10 means 10 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever you thought you can write. Okay. So, I am writing 3, that is equal to 3000. Either you can write the 3000 directly or 1000 into 3, both are equal. So, okay, now also you want to just make it happen when you just place the mouse pointer on that. Okay, when you just place the mouse pointer on that, not click. So, mouse over, what will you say? Mouse over says that when you place the mouse pointer on that. Now, same code we have given, but instead of click, mouse over, upon the mouse over, automatically it becomes 300. But generally what I expect, if you just come back, again it has to go back to 100 pixels, right. So, mouse out, just the same code repeated, but mouse out, 100 pixels we are giving. So, finally you can check on mouse over, mouse out. Function 2 we have to give now, right. Okay, upon mouse over, it becomes 300 pixels, upon mouse out, it is 100 pixels. Okay, let us make it a bit faster, let it be 1 second. Okay, a bit faster. Okay, this is one thing. Next, I want to change one more property. For example, you want to change one more property transform property you want to change. Rotate of, okay, transform property rotate of 20 degrees. Okay, it's not applying. Let's apply border property. Border 5 pixel solid red. Okay, on the opposite side, border 1 pixel. So, on placing the mouse pointer on that, border width 5 pixels, here border width 1 pixel. Here border 1 pixel solid red. So, now you can see 1 pixel border. Upon placing mouse pointer on that, it becomes 5 pixels border. So, like this, based on the mouse over, we can just apply the animation. So, what we can try to understand, animation is all about how do we change the CSS property value gradually, either width property, height property, any number based or color based properties only we can perform animation. So, we have understood about manipulating CSS, manipulating attributes and animations today. Manipulating CSS means dynamically, conditionally we can apply the style. If the condition is true, then only add class, then only remove class, then only set the CSS class. So, we have learned how to set a single property, multiple properties, getting the single property, adding the CSS class, removing the CSS class, toggle in the class and has the class. This is all about manipulating CSS. Manipulating attributes means we can set an attribute value to the particular HTML tag. We have plenty of examples of attributes. For example, IMG is a tag, SRC is attribute. For example, ABBR is a tag, title is attribute. Otherwise, input is a tag, type is attribute. Select is a tag, name is attribute. Any attribute we can set dynamically by using manipulating attributes topic. At the same time, we have animations. We can apply multiple, one or more properties we can apply gradually based on the time limit. From the one starting point to ending point, gradually we can change instead of changing suddenly. This is about the animations. So, today we have understood about the jQuery topics, and tomorrow also we will see jQuery, but at different topics we will see. Different types of selectors of jQuery we will see, and also how do we create the forms in jQuery we will see. So, that is all for today. Thank you.